All right, welcome to another edition of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Late edition. Uh, it is Sunday today, but I'm sure problems with the uploads and stuff. I guess. Um, well, welcome, and hopefully having a good end of the weekend here. Um, I hope you're enjoying the episodes. A little bit of a change layout here. Doing some, I guess, removing around of stuff. As you can see, audio equipment's not there, bookshelves not there. But who cares, right? It's all about the music and the obscure, long forgotten, obscure records, okay, of bands that might be around, might not be around, maybe on tour again. As with this band we're going to talk about today, TSOL, True Sounds of Liberty. Great band, great underground punk band, underground rock and roll band, underground glam metal maybe. So they've been a little bit around the genre spectrum here. They've always been underground though. A little bit of lineup changes as well that have gone through the band, but they've stayed pretty true to their music. Okay, it's always genuine. It's always pure. Different eras. Okay. I caught on the whirlwind of TSOL in the 80s. Not quite the early. I was about 9 or 10 years old when Change Today came out and all those albums, Abolish Government, singles, but of course caught on to them. But my favorite album to this day is Revenge. Okay? The Revenge album is great because it's kind of a hybrid album. You got the punk in there, you got the rock and roll, and maybe a little bit of even glam undertones. Because after this album, they started getting more hit and run, more a little bit more on the glammy side. Even the image, of course, was starting to change. But Revenge, great album here. Okay, released on the Enigma Records label. Ron, Mike, great musicians here. The whole album from start to finish is just great. Okay? It's one of those albums you put and you just leave it alone until the tone arm comes back up, or the CD ends, or the cassette. You have to, of course, turn that back around. But yeah, I can't pick a favorite song from this record because again, they're all great. Nothing for You is good. Colors Take Me Away is a great song. Okay, when this album came out in '88, you had the thrash movement going. Was it '88 or '86? Yeah, 86 actually. Thrash metal was on full force. You had Sepultura, Metallica. GNR was coming out with the glam. But again, they stuck to their roots. Roots of the underground. Again, this was kind of a hybrid album, and they influenced a lot of the thrash bands. Thrash being a mix between early rough punk and metal, bands that were influenced by punk rock. My favorite era of punk rock, because you got again different types, which I've talked about before. You got East Coast punk, you got English punk, you got the California punk, which I think they would fall under that. Dr. No, Dead Kennedys, Angry Samoans, Ill Repute. TSOL, I always saw them on a little bit higher echelon for some reason. Again, maybe they had that glam instinct going, especially on this album. But the early stuff I love. Flowers by the Door, I love. Change Today, I love. Again, keeping that underground movement going. But yeah, check out this album if you get a chance. You might have heard of TSOL before, but check this album out. Like I said, Colors Take Me Away is great. Revenge is great. You got the acoustic intro there. See, that's why I was like to call it a hybrid, because they were doing a little bit of everything on this album, but maintain the underground. Okay? True Sounds of Liberty. So yeah, check them out. They've influenced, like I said, a lot of bands. You know, Slayer did some covers. You know, even GNR was doing some stuff. You know, at least wearing the shirts, because again they delved into that glam. You know, good glam, I guess, if there's such a thing. I was never into the whole hair metal. Maybe a couple bands here and there, but it was just a bunch of party bands, you know. And some bands fell into that genre, which were good, like Motley Crue is one of them. Great musicians. Then you had bands like Poison and Enough's Enough, and you know, some of those hair metal bands that were just in there for the party scene, you know, and stuff. But some of them did good on both. You know, they were there for the party scene, but they were great musicians. You know, Extreme was another example. Great musicians. Had a couple songs that were kind of cheesy, but as far as musicianship was great. You know, Dokken kind of got thrown in there. Rat. You know, those are good glam metal bands. You know, great songs, great riffs, great musicianship. You know, Saigon Kick was another good one. GNR, again, kind of both. You know, not the biggest GNR fan. Good live band, you know, good to see live. But again, TSOL, you know, got to see them like 3 years ago, I believe it was, one of the last tours they did. But I think they're going to start touring again. You know, do all this panned stuff. Okay. So check it out. Check this album out. True Sounds of Liberty, Revenge. Good album. Hybrid glam, punk, rock and roll. Hybrid. It's great. True Sounds of Liberty, Revenge. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. All right.